Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Get to that description box, hit the link tree. I'm on Recoil TV, Rumble, Spotify, and get all green gear 20% off. Promo code 1984. Now, this is some wild shit. So, there's an elementary school in Texas, in Austin, Texas, so you know what direction this is about to go in. Basically, Austin, Texas, if California had a baby, and when that baby came out, it stood up and said, I want to be a cowboy. That's Austin. So there's an elementary school, and they're having a Pride Week. And not only is it a Pride Week, it's mandatory. See, there's layers to this bullshit. So they're having a mandatory Pride Week, and they tell the kids, it's in the curriculum, they tell the kids, don't mention anything to your parents. What happens in this room stays in this room. Don't say anything. And these are children from grades 9th to 12th. Nope, remember, it's elementary school, guys. So we're talking about K through 5. Little kids. These aren't high schoolers. These aren't even junior high schoolers. These are elementary school kids. Why would you be targeting a group so young? They're being groomed by these perverts. They're being trained. They are planting subliminal seeds. Remember back in the day, Coca-Cola got in trouble because of that during their movie ads. They were playing shit like that only your subconscious mind would pick up. And it was telling you, drink Coke. So when you get thirsty, you're like, I sure could go for a Coke. They got in trouble for that because I was breaking some kind of rules and laws when it comes to advertising and shit. Tricking your brain. That's what they're doing to these kids. They're laying the groundwork. They're taking advantage of their trust. They're betraying their trust. They're betraying our trust. We send our kids to these people to teach them math, science, reading, school shit. We're all old enough to remember that at school, they would teach you school shit. So why are you telling those kids not to say anything? It's so next time they tell them not to say anything, they've already laid the groundwork. This time, don't say anything about the pride parade we're having at school. Next time, don't say anything about us being in this classroom together by ourselves. Next time, don't say anything about me bringing you into my office and closing the door behind you. That's what don't say anything is going to turn into. Why in the fuck would you not want to tell the parents anything? We need to know everything. Your classroom needs to be open to us at all times, not just the physical classroom, but your curriculum. Why not? If you're not doing anything wrong, why would you not want the authority figures to know? Why would you do that? Your classroom in all aspects should be like, remember those old phones back in the day where they were clear? Back when we had house phones, you could actually hang a phone up. Remember the clear ones? You could see all the wires and shit, all the guts of the phone. That's what your classroom needs to be like. That's what your curriculum needs to be like. So at any point, anywhere, I can peek in there and see exactly what's going on. Don't start training kids not to say anything to their parents because that's how this shit goes on without the parents knowing. It is a perfect little playground for these perverts. A silent victim that won't say anything. You know they've been trained. You know they've been groomed. They've been marinated for this over the years. So by the time they get to your disgusting perverted ass, all you got to do is enjoy. All the work's been done. Let me find out that you were teaching my kids shit like this without my knowledge, without my permission. And why Pride Week? Why that? Do you guys have a Pride in your country week? Do you have a Pride in your personal appearance week? Do you have a Pride in your family week? Why focusing on this kind of pride? And why do you keep calling it that? Like these people aren't proud because you're part of the LGBT alphabet soup group. You're void of pride. When are they going to get this pride? How long have we been having these pride months and pride parades? Get the pride, people. But that has jack shit to do with our children. That's above their pay grade. Kids don't need to be worried about that kind of shit. Like when you're parents, you don't talk about finances and stuff. You don't have arguments and shit in front of the kids. Of course, you're going to have disagreements. But I'm talking about the knockdown dragouts. You do that behind closed doors. You do that somewhere else. Children don't need to see everything. We all know kids that are a little too fucking grown up than they should be. You can tell they've been exposed to adult situations. That is not something we should have to concern ourselves with when we send our kids to you. They do not, let me say this in plain English, okay? Because it's all I know. There is no reason, the classroom has no place for any talk of sexuality or gender of any kind with children this young. K through 5 don't need to know shit about this. They can go their entire elementary school career without knowing any of this, and they will be fine. Dare to say they might even be better off. It's all about perversion. It's all about them getting a hold of our children. That is it. These are disgusting, evil fucks. Their wants are very simple. Our children. Why else would you be targeting them? Either you're targeting them for perversion or you're targeting them to make them weak, to make them soft, to make them scared of any kind of conflict or aggressive behavior. Your son is too aggressive. Let's give him drugs. Your son is too rambunctious. Let's dope him up and slow him down. They're too rambunctious. No fighting, no roughhousing. Now, I'm not saying kids should. Let me tell you a quick little story. I'm trying to tell you a story. So one time, my brother and I, we were in elementary school at the same time. He's 4 years older than me, but our elementary school used to go K through 8. So we were on the playground one time, and we get to wrestling and fighting. That's what we do. So we're wrestling around, and our principal comes up to us. Shout out to Mr. Allen. I'm still in touch with him to this day. And by the way, Mr. Allen had one of the coldest mustaches you've ever seen. Tom Selleck, back up. So we're wrestling. Mr. Allen comes up and says, hey, what are you guys doing? There's no fighting at school. You sit over by that basketball pole. You sit over by that basketball pole. And I remember thinking, wait a minute. That's my brother. I'm allowed to wrestle with him. But that's not how it was at school. So, of course, I'm not saying boys should be allowed to beat the shit out of each other at school. But I am saying that boys should be allowed to be boys and children should be allowed to be children. We don't just protect their physical bodies, their physical being. We are also tasked with protecting their innocence. Let them be children. Life will spread its distended anus above them and shit all over them soon enough. Until then, we need them to just be worried about kid shit. Candy and cartoons and toys and friends and bikes and dolls and shit like that. Don't rob them of that and don't deceive us by doing things and have them taking part in things that they shouldn't be. The reason they don't tell the parents is because the parents would have said, fuck that. That is an absolute complete waste of time. Pride in what? How about you have a pride week where they take pride in themselves? Why do these kids need to know about, and they're teaching the kids, oh, you can be anything. You could be a boy, you could be a girl, you could be a neither. You could be neither. You could be non-binary. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you telling them they can be all this shit that they can't be? If you're born a girl, that's what you are. You can do some cosmetic shit. You can do some external shit. Yeah, you can take the hormones and all that shit, but that's what, 25% effective? There's nothing out there that's going to change you from 100% woman to 100% man, or 100% man to 100% woman, or even close. You got what you got. You are what you are. Stop filling their heads with fantasies. A little boy can't turn into a girl as much as a little boy can't turn into fucking Spider-Man. And what do you think a little boy wants to turn into more? A girl or a superhero? His chances of turning into either one of those are the same. Leave them alone. You want us to tear your education system down? Keep doing shit like this. Keep being deceitful with our children. Where I moved from, in Salinas, they had a school over there that was doing the same shit. Don't say anything. Call it this. We're gonna call the club that. All these words that wouldn't alert the parents to their fucking deviance, to what they're really trying to do. Fucking disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting. Pride Week. For what? Grooming. That's what it is. Grooming. Now, let me get in here with my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.